Oh, hi everybody, it's Pam here from the Prosper Hub. Today I want to show you a very simple way of investing in the stock market, even if you know nothing at all about shares or about the stock market. We have a small booklet about it as well, and if you'd like a downloadable copy, just click on the link below. And this is a disclaimer just to say that this information is for education only, and I'm not an expert or a financial advisor or anything like that. So this method we call the Cappuccino factor, and the whole idea is that we spend so many little bits of money on coffee or sweets or newspapers and that sort of thing. And if we save that money and put it into a tracker fund, it could land up giving us a very nice lump sum at the end. So if you think that the average person spends about £2 a day on all these incidentals, so if you took that and invested it for £2 a day for your whole working life, you would land up with about £1 million or so. And if you did this for your children, and if you used their child benefit money, if you could afford to do so, can you imagine what a nice pot of money they would have at the end of that? So how you do it, the main stock market in London, it's called the Financial Times Stock Exchange, or FTSE for short. So the FTSE has been growing at just over 11% per year on average for the last few decades. So in my opinion, it's much better to invest in that than put your money in the bank. And so a tracker fund tracks the FTSE index. So, for example, if, say, HSBC sells 0.5% of their shares, then the tracker fund would sell the same percentage of their HSBC holding. And the whole concept is that your investment uses compounding to grow. And so I'll show you how to choose an accumulating fund. And so all the dividends you reinvest back into the fund, and that snowballs. So the longer you leave it, the more that you invest, and the faster it grows. And a really great thing about this is that you just do it once, and then you leave it for 20 years or even longer. And you set up a standing order for the amount that you can afford, and you really don't miss the money at all. You can do it with £25 a month upwards. And also, if you put it in an ISA, it will all be tax-free too. So I'm going to show you how you do it. So first, you go to the TrustNet website. So this is the website, it's trustnet.com. And then you want to click on investments over here, or just hover over investments, and then click on passive funds. Okay. And this is what comes up. So it says there are 56 funds just here near the flag. So you click on the flag because we want to invest in the UK stock market. Okay. And so when I said that the FTSE has been growing by about 11%, that's the FTSE All Share index. So we want to click on the box next to the FTSE All Share. So we click on that, and then there's this little grey bar towards the bottom that says refine your list further. So if we click on that, the legal structure that we want is a unit trust, so we click on that, and all the time it's reducing the amount of funds for us to choose from, which is easier for us because otherwise you just don't know where to start. So here where it says FE passive fund ratings, you click on the question mark, it says FE's way of measuring how successful funds have been in replicating their chosen benchmarks, based predominantly on tracking difference and tracking error. Funds are given between 1 and 5 passive crowns. 5 being the highest. So we want to click on 5 passive crowns there. And now, for me today, now it's come up with 5 funds that we can choose from. Okay. So, firstly, we want a fund that says ACC, because that is accumulating. So that means that the dividends get reinvested back into the fund. If you look on the right here, you see this OCF, which is ongoing charges and figures, and that should be less than 1%. So they're all less than 1%. So that's all fine. If you click on any, just if you do this for each of these 5. So if I take this LNG and just click on the plus sign there, it brings up a whole lot more funds which are within that. So what I did is I phoned LNG. I found their number, and I'll show you how to find their number in a minute. And I phoned them, and they said the funds that have got an I, the minimum investment is £1 million. So we write those off anyway. The ones that have got an F, you can only buy these through a financial advisor. And the ones that have got an R, you can buy these as a member of a public through their website, so through LNG's website. And the ones that have got a C, these you buy through a platform. And so a platform is how you hold shares. And an example of a platform is Hargreaves Lansdown. So I'll just show you. I'll show you how I found. I'll show you how I found their phone number. So I clicked on the LNG name, and it came up with a whole lot of information here. So firstly, what you also need to do is look at the performance of the fund. Go along these tabs. So that is the performance over 5 years. So it's averagely going up, so that looks okay. This is all units. It tells you all the, which I just showed you, the I's and then the C's and the A's, the F's. The breakdown. It tells you here what they invest in, like HSBC, British American Tobacco, Royal Dutch Shell, all of those. And it goes on all the different sectors. So if you just read all of this, just to get an idea about what's going on, you can go on these fact sheets as well. There are all sorts of fact sheets, key investor information. Just familiarize yourself a little bit with the fund. And then dividends. This just tells you how much their dividends were every year, so you can just check that. So if I go back to the overview, it just tells you all about how it's done, if it's gone up or down. If you carry on down, somewhere it'll have their phone number. Asset class breakdown. Here we are. So this is their phone number. So that's who I phoned. And you can also look on their website, and it gives you all sorts of information. But what I did, so I phoned them and I spoke to them, and then I phoned the platform. So the one I chose to phone was Hargreaves Lansdown. And so I wanted to put it in an ISA. So I asked them if I could do that. And I told them the name of the investment I was interested in, and they had to check it to see if they had it on their platform. And I had told them about both LNG funds, and one they actually had on their platform and one they didn't. So they charge a fee as well. This is Hargreaves Lansdown, and they charge 0.45% per annum, and the fund I chose, the Legal and General Fund, they chose 0.1%. But if you buy this through the Hargreaves Lansdown, Okay, sorry about that. So I phoned Hargreaves Lansdown, and they have a discount, a small discount, if you buy funds on their platform. Well, this is the Legal and General Fund that I asked about. So they suggested that I look on their website. So now I've gone to their website over here, and if you go there, so their website's called hl.co.uk. I'll just take out this bit. Okay, it's Hargreaves Lansdown. So if you click on their fund prices and research, and then you enter the fund that you want, like if I put in L and G, let me just see. I've got to put in the whole name, L and G. I think it was L and G. Okay. Index Trust. Let me search like that. Oh, there we are. And so you can look at all these funds and see, like here, look at the information. Here's the fact sheet, and you can watch it for a while, or you can invest. So if you, well, what I want to do is put it in an ISA. So if you click on our services on the left-hand tab, you go into a stocks and shares ISA, and then at the very bottom, says here, open a stocks and share ISA. So if you click on that, and then you can go through and set up the whole ISA, and then either phone them to buy the whichever shares you want, or you can do it online. But the idea is to do a little bit of research on all those 5 funds from TrustNet, and just decide which one is best. And then you set that up, and you set up a standing order, and you don't even have to think about it again for the next 20 or more years. And you'll get a statement every 6 months, but you'll watch your money grow, and that's a really nice, easy way to start investing in the stock market, and to build up a nice little lump sum. So I hope you found this helpful, and if you'd like to subscribe to our video, please feel free to do so. Thank you.